I can't keep this under love. I can make you rain. I don't even know if that's the words, but whatever, love. Shit, I just realized as I'm checking here to see if I'm live, for some reason my live is not going through. That's really interesting. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here we are. We're live. See if I'm live. So yeah, as I'm checking here to see if I'm live, that's so weird. That's even weirder. But anyways, as I'm checking here to see if I'm live, I realized that I made 95 fucking videos on YouTube. That is so crazy to me. That is absolutely crazy, mate. I'm just like, what? I remember last time, maybe like the last time I remember checking at least, I had made 40 something, maybe, or 50 something. So just that, like, I'll give myself a pat on the back, bitch, you know, like, that's some freaking work that I put into it. I want to actually see, like, when was the first video that I made? How long ago? The first Freestyler Gunza was 6 months ago, but that wasn't the first video, so probably around the same. Yeah, 6 months. That's weird though, because I swear, like, I swear I checked like a month ago, and it said 6 months ago. So I don't know. Plus, also, I did start doing videos before I even came on YouTube. I was making videos on Twitch for about like a month or half a month or something till I started realizing that Twitch deletes your videos after a certain amount of time. So that was what made me want to do the move to YouTube because, bitch, I'm not about to motherfucking like post these videos and have them deleted. Like, no. If you know anything about me in real life, I'm not even the type of person to delete my photos online. Like, I'll rather I'll rather put it in an archive because for me, I like to keep those memories like intact. You know what I mean? And then I like kind of get offended when people are like, not offended, but like I get annoyed when people are like, delete that photo, it's ugly, I don't like that, oh my gosh. Like, it's like, bitch, like, that's my memory. I want to keep that memory. Like, just because you don't like that memory, I fucking like that memory. I like all my memories. So for me to go back on them and be able to check them, I enjoy that. You know what I mean? That might be because I'm a fixed sign. But anyways, I want to keep this video nice, short, sweet, and simple. So trying to minimize the Gemini tangents here. But as you can tell from the title, Jack of all trades, master of none. We're here to discredit that shit because I've been told that shit my whole fucking life. Right? I've been told that shit my whole life. People tell me, oh, Jack of all trades, master of none. Or, you know, you'll hear it everywhere, like in videos or whatever. Wherever you hear it, you'll hear it somewhere. You know what I mean? But it's so not true. And I'm about to tell y'all what I've learned. This is something that I've learned because people would look at me and they would consider me a jack of all trades, master of none. But one thing that I know, and this is what I was thinking about today, because I was really pondering on it. And I was like, actually, people who say jack of trades, master of none are more likely to be a master of none. Because people who actually have mastered something will be able to understand or overstand that actually when you master something, it takes a degree of you having to dabble and delve into different areas that may even seem completely unrelated to the thing that you are trying to master. So if you're just sitting there focusing solely on trying to master that thing, you're actually losing and missing out on certain aspects and skills that you could be gaining from complete areas that may even not be related to what you're trying to master. And then I'll explain that into deeper detail so people can get an idea of what I'm talking about. So an example of this is when I was younger and I used to do like I was first starting out like freestyling and stuff like that for fun. And I used to do the streaming thing on Bigo, this app called Bigo. And I used to freestyle on there. And even like TikTok, when I used to make my old TikTok videos, like when I first started doing readings on TikTok, which was like freaking, I don't know, like 2020 maybe, 2019, 2020, something like that. I was making those videos, and then I used to do yoga on the side, right? Like just like I was just trying it out. I don't really do yoga anymore personally because I don't know. I feel like there's other things that I prefer to do, like exercise and not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing yoga because I know some people will hear that and they'll be like, like, oh, you don't like yoga. Like, I think that everything can have a benefit to everyone, but it just depends on you. For me, I didn't find that to be something that I wanted to fulfill my time with. You know what I mean? So if you find that something you want to fulfill your time with, you find the benefits are, amazing and you love them, by all means, you do you. But my point here is that when I was doing the yoga, I actually started to notice that I would improve my skills in specifically with my freestyling. I would improve my freestyling and I would notice a very clear difference between me doing yoga and freestyling versus me not doing yoga and freestyling. And there was like a different energy and a different like finesse and ease that I had with my freestyling after I would do my yoga, right? So just that is a small example, but you can apply that to many different areas. Doesn't have to include yoga, doesn't have to include freestyling, but most people would assume those two things are completely separate and have no relation whatsoever. But because I was aware enough, I could see that there was a connection and there was a correlation to my ability and my skill in doing such things. You know what I mean? And maybe even there might have been a vice versa. Maybe my freestyling might have helped my yoga. Regardless, though, this applies to all areas of life. So when you miss out on certain things, thinking, oh, if I put my time into that, if I put my time into that, it'll take away from my time of being able to master this thing that I'm trying to focus on. You might actually miss out. This is not like, I'm not saying you will, but you might actually miss out on certain skills that could help you to master that thing that you're trying to focus on. But because you're so focused on that one thing, you're not actually realizing how you can get different areas and different aspects and add them to that, you know? So this is why I say, jack of all trades, master of none, discredit that shit. That is not even true. Discredit anything that is not fucking true. Because, bitch, like, at the end of the day, truth should be prevailing in reality. But I don't fuck with anything other than that, you know what I mean? So, shout out to Dollar to Parliament. So, when it came to this, you, like, even can go to another example. Another example of this is with football players. I've heard some football players or some sports players, they actually practice ballet. And a lot of people will be like, ballet? Why the fuck would a football player practice ballet? In football, that's the opposite of ballet. But that is exactly the point. They're trying to balance out the energy and they're trying to bring in another skill, another attribute that can actually benefit them in football. And a lot of people who aren't masters of anything will just assume that that is a waste of time and that person is like teetering into the jack of all trades, master of none area, right? But people who play football and do ballet already know what I'm talking about. They already know that these are necessary skills, not to say that they're needed, but there's necessary tools to help you to actually grow and expand in many different areas, not just in ballet, not just in flexibility, not just in dancing, you know what I mean? Like this shit is, but that just made me think of, because whenever I say dance in my real life, people be like dance, 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 because I grew up in Australia, and in New Zealand a lot of people say dance. In Australia, people say dance. So it's like a weird thing. Anyways, that just made me laugh. And I won't go too deep into that because I'm trying not to do the Gemini tangents. So, with that, you can see that you're actually limiting yourself when you are limiting yourself to only mastering one thing, to only mastering one aspect or area. It just becomes kind of like squished, like that's the best way I can explain it. And when you actually allow yourself to be free, then you actually see the many different ways that you can expand and grow in that thing that you're trying to expand and grow in. So, yeah, when it comes to jack of all trades, master of none, that is so not true, and that is the most simplest way that I could discredit it. Because at the end of the day, you can master everything. And if you are having many different trades, you're more likely to actually master that thing quicker. Because why? You're actually bringing multiple different skills and multiple different attributes, and you can take one skill from one area and another skill from another area, and you can actually learn how to even do things sometimes easier than a lot of people who just only master that one thing. And then I also want to say this as well. I should probably said this at the start of the video, but this does not mean that one is better than the other. For some people, they may find more fulfillment, more satisfaction, more benefits from only mastering one thing. Others, they might find more benefits from being a jack of all trades, like myself, But in some way, shape, or form, even if you are mastering one thing, you're still going to always be grabbing attributes and skills from other areas to apply to that one thing. Whether that is you being a jack of all trades or not, that is a different story. But yeah, definitely not master of none. I won't say that at all. And that is false information, okay? So I'll leave it at that, guys, and I will see you guys. That was a lot shorter than I thought it was going to be, but let's keep it like that. Let's keep it sweet and cute. All right, I'll see you guys for the next